What is going on, guys? This is Wonder with M Traders, and today we're going to be talking about natural gas. We're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about oil. We're going to talk about a couple of things that I think is driving the market down, or what do I think about natural gas? Is it going to go up? Because it's been, doing this thing all week long. Since last week, it goes up, 15-20%, goes down 15-20%, and does the same thing over and over again. So what is going on? Kind of get my thoughts behind the reasoning on what is driving the market and what I think is going to happen. So for those who do not know who I am, I actually trade mainly natural gas ETFs. I do like UGAS, I do like DGAS, I do options on UNG, I do a bunch of other stuff. But my main focus is natural gas. But when I see an opportunity somewhere else, another commodity or another equity, I would jump in based on fundamentals, based on my technical analysis. So make sure you guys do subscribe down below. And if you haven't subscribed to my Twitter feeds or my Stock Tweets account, right up here, and start following me on Twitter and in Stock Tweets. Without further ado, let's get started. So let's talk S&P. So let's talk about the indices. So what happened today, or what happened the last 2 days that, kind of made everything go bearish? So one of the things that I wanted to talk about fundamentally is that even though we have received a lot of good news when it comes to the disease or the infections, flattening out, or the mortality rate going lower as well, those are good news. And I think that's why the market rallied. But in my opinion, I still see this as a big dead cat bounce, right? For those who know the technical pattern, dead cat bounce, basically what it means is even when a dead cat, is dropped, it still bounces from the floor before it keeps going down. So that's what I'm seeing. On the weekly chart, I'm looking at the indices that it's a good dead cat bounce. So something I want to show you right here, this candle right over here, this one right here is a shooting star, and it's a shooting star at the peak. So on the weekly chart, this is a bearish candle or a bearish pattern candle, which is a shooting star. So meaning that there's a lot of selling pressure coming at this level. So what is at this levels? Well, one of them, we are at Fibonacci retracement. We were at Fibonacci retracement 61.8. As well, we were at a EMA 55 on the weekly chart. This is the EMA 100 as well. We saw that it was actually acting as a resistance once, twice. We actually broke above, but then the EMA 55 got it rejected. So technically speaking, from a technical standpoint, this is a bearish pattern. This shooting star kind of looks like it's going to continue the downtrend. We might have to test the lows. Definitely, I think we're going to test the lows this year. Something to pay attention to. So that's it for the indices. Now the other thing is natural gas. So what is natural gas doing? Well, natural gas has been rallying up and down. One of the main things that I think was helping natural gas prices to go up was the fact that oil prices were going down, and that was triggering a lot of production to be cut from the oil producers. And when oil producers start cutting down production, well, a lot of people speculate that, there's going to be a lot of producers that are going to go bankrupt. I think there's one or two of them that I know for a fact already filed for bankruptcy on the producers because they cannot survive these prices so low. So for those who do not know, natural gas is also a byproduct of oil. Not all the oil rigs are producing natural gas, but some of them are producing natural gas. So I think natural gas traders are seeing that if the rig count goes down, the associated gas belonging to that rig count, there you go, is going to affect the supply of natural gas going into summer months, summer contracts. It's kind of like a bullish perfect storm. However, we see that the natural gas prices, they keep going up and down. We're not in an uptrend yet. I'm not seeing an uptrend as of now. We had some amazing rallies between 10 to 20% rallies, and then it dips again 10 to 20%. And I think that happened like 3 times over the last 3 weeks. So that's kind of crazy. So let's go to the chart. Okay, on the chart, this is my resistance right over here. So let's draw my resistance. It's kind of been acting as a pretty good resistance so far, several times. Those two double tops. This one didn't quite reach it, but it was too overextended, so obviously it came back down. And we saw that there's plenty of resistance. This one was a big one, big rally as well, and then it came dropping down. But the fact is that every time it reaches this type of rally, you know, it dumps quite a bit. You guys see this dump. Let's measure how much it is. It's about 18%, 21%, 18%. So, and here we got another double top. So if the uptrend is really changing, we should see bouncing from this EMA 55, and this is in the 4-hour chart. So something to take a look when it comes to technical analysis. If you want to get in a good entry, my best bets are, I usually do hourly EMAs to get good entries and good exits, but that depends on how fundamentals are. And fundamentals were pretty bullish the last few rallies, is because oil prices were going down, so associated gas production supposed to go down as well. But what I'm thinking is that traders are already pricing that in, so who knows? The only thing that can help us out push prices higher for natural gas is that if weather starts turning bullish. So let's go to weather really quick. So for those who do not know, natural gas also runs on weather models. So depending on how the weather is going to look, it's bullish or it's bearish, especially during the summer months and also during the winter months. Those are the main drawing seasons for natural gas. Those are the ones that consume more natural gas. But a lot of people say, hey, Mando, why summer contracts, or why summer is a bullish month for natural gas? Well, that's because the producers are making, well, not the producers, but actually the electrical producers, so power burn companies, are using natural gas to produce electricity, right? So the more they use to produce electricity, the more demand is gonna get from, it's gonna draw. More demand is gonna draw, so supply levels should go down. And this is where I'm talking about perfect storm. Ideally, the perfect storm is that if oil prices go down, natural gas supply goes down, and with weather being bullish, meaning it's going to be hotter than normal, which is going to make more homes and businesses cool their facilities, cool their homes. It's going to draw more electricity. That demand should help the prices go above $2.5, even $3 per MMBTU. Now, we are still not seeing very bullish weather. However, we're starting barely to see the heating element of the temperature actually going even higher. So that's good. So what I'm hoping, my mentality behind all my trades is supply is coming down for whatever reason, and the weather is getting hot. And one of the services that I use, and I like it because I can scan through it in a matter of seconds. I can make a good judgment call in the last, in a matter of maybe 15-30 seconds. I can see what's going on, and then I can either go long or go short, knowing that other factors are also affecting the price. And one of the things that I like is now they actually added commentaries to the website, which is actually very good. I have the link for HFIR weather website down below, so make sure you look, check it out. It's only $150 for the entire year. It's the GFS Ensembles, which is, you have two types of weather models, ECMWF, GFS. I like GFS because it's nice and quick, and it also gives you a lot more runs. So this one runs 4 times a day, and you can see it live every time it's running. So it runs at noon, at 6 p.m., at midnight, at 6 a.m. So it runs all those times versus ECMWF. But ECMWF is also more accurate, in my opinion, but it runs only twice a day, so noon and midnight. So those are the main two. Then you get other stuff that have the extended forecast and things like that, but that's, if you want to get any type of that service, is a lot more expensive. So if you're just looking to get into natural gas and kind of have the upper hand, I mean, I really recommend HFIR weather website. So make sure you go to the description down below, click on the link, it's going to help me and it's going to help you. Hopefully, it helps both of us make a lot of money when it comes to trading the gases. UGas, DGas, UNG contracts. So let's look at what they have to say. So the 1 to 5 day is bullish with hot weather increasing electric conditioning demand for population centers in the U.S., which is good. Okay, so let's look at the maps. I'll go over the table in a little bit. So 1 to 5 days. This is the 1 to 5 day. I like this. This is good. This is hitting high temperature, which is good. They want to see high temperatures because it's going to draw more electricity, right? So this is the CDDs, the cooling day degrees. This is not so much, right? This is actually, I kind of see a neutral, right? Half and half. And this one is kind of bullish. I want to say a little bit, slightly more bullish than the 6 to 10 days for sure. And this is the 16-day cluster. 16-day cluster, actually, it's okay. I mean, not getting too overly excited for this. I want to see this orange, this heat come back down here in the United States. So let's look at the commentaries, which for if you do not know what it is, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you can actually just read it and you know what's going on. 6 to 10 day weather is neutral with signs of both warm and cold weather across the country. Okay, kind of what I said. 10 to 15 day weather is neutral with signs for both warm and cold weather across the country. For me, yes, this is neutral definitely. If it's too hot on one side and too cold on one side, going into summer, I don't want to see cold weather. I want to see hot weather. That's what I want to see. The 16-day forecast is 75% bullish, 25% neutral. Kind of slightly more bullish than bearish for sure. And then you got the weather models which are actually running. You can see that. And this is the northern hemisphere. This is what I like to look at when it comes to polar vortex splits to see what's going on. If we have ridges forming, that's going to cause temperatures to fall to the United States. So that's what I like to see in the winter, but not too much during the summer. And this is the TDD's chart. So this is basically the total day degrees accumulation over the period of days. So how much more TDDs are we gaining? We want to see this number getting higher and higher. We don't want to see in the negative. If you got a negative and a negative, I mean, from time to time, it's not bad news. If overall everything is more bullish, that's what you want to see. You want to see in the positives. Most of the numbers positive. I want to see 80% at least more, increasing more and more. The ones that I like to look at is the 12Z and 00Z. So midnight and noon. Those are the two that I like to see. If you guys see right here, this is the 12, which is the noon. And this is the midnight, 00 hours. So 00 hours and 12. Those are the two main ones that I think most traders actually pay attention to. So if you don't know how to rate this 100%, this commentary is really is going to help you boost your knowledge when it comes to natural gas. So for natural gas, I'm overall bullish, but you got to understand that it moves in waves. So you have to find the best time to get into a price. I mean, or to one of the shares, for example, for you guys, because it might continue to go down until we have a little bit more bullish weather in relation also to the supply going down because of oil prices being too low. So that depends on you when to get in. I do put in whenever I'm going to buy, whenever I'm going to sell. I put in my Twitter or my stock tweets. So if you didn't start following me at the beginning of the video, make sure you go back to the beginning and look at what my Twitter name is. Start following me because I do put whenever I see a great opportunity, in my opinion, for me to go in. I'll make sure I relate that to everybody else. Next, I want to talk about some of the trades that were excellent trades in another service that I use, because a lot of people are asking me, what do you use, technicals only, or do you also use some type of services that alerts some type of information? So I have a service which is called Blackbox, and that service is not a buy signal or sell signal. It just gives you additional tools for you to kind of make the best judgment possible when making a trade. So it is one of the ones that I use. The link is down below in the description, and I'm going to show you ones for like Amazon or Tesla that I had seen, and it actually, it played out very well. So for example, one of the options they have is the alerts. Whenever they see a type of trades or option fluctuation where it increases exponentially, like a lot of people are buying puts, a lot of people are buying calls, it kind of tells you what the time is and what the price was when it did happen. For example, the alert for this one for VA was at 5:38 when that specific option was at $5.38. The high of the day was 10.85. The last was 10.85. So that was at 101% gain. So that's actually very cool. So the other ones that I look at is actually the flows. So let's look, for example, Amazon. So here you can tell what's going on. There's puts, there's calls. It's like, I see this as half and half. However, it also tells you right over here, there was a 24,000 block trade. That could be a buy, that could be a sell, it could be anything. But it's telling you that it was a 24,900 share block of 86 millions at 22.85. So if we look at 22.85, 22.85 probably should be somewhere right at this levels, right around these levels. So 22.85, it was a 24,000 dark block, not bad. It went down to 22.70. So I guess this was a bearish entry. This is, you gotta, dark blocks are always either it's a buy or it's a sell. You do not know. It's kind of, you gotta put your technical analysis to work and see what happened. I'm going to show you one of the posts that I had. I took a picture because it was actually very useful when it came to trading Amazon for earnings. So this is another one from the day before. This was April 30th. You can see it right over here. One of the alerts was for Tesla puts, and these were 3 consecutive alerts. Roulette bearish, repeater bearish, and that was a total of 272% gain, 325% gain, 352% gain. So the alert was when it was at $20, $20, $21. The high of the day was 95, 85, and 74. So that was pretty good. It's just an alert. It's just a tool, which is actually, it helped me out with the trades, and it was an amazing ride. The other one we're going to talk about is Amazon. So something that I was paying attention to is the amount of puts that were bought was about $800,000, $430,000, $1.2 million with 501 expiration. That was today. That was $1.2 million in a single option trade. And I put this. Yes, that's a big trade. Amazon has huge bearish flow. In my opinion, that was a key scenario for somebody to put 1.2 million in a single trade of options. It was crazy. I mean, they made probably out of this one they made billions or hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars just with this one trade. And that's another, one of the tools that I use, and I like it. Some people were asking me about what I thought about Blackbox. Blackbox is good. It's not a buy or sell signal service. It's not like buy now, sell now. It's more like about here's the flow, here are the alerts. We saw that actually we had a lot of dark trade pools or dark pool trades about millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars at about 20, I want to say it was about 24.74. So 24.74. So that was when I saw the dark blocks come in at 24.74. It was crazy. And if you guys see this one, 24.20, they were pretty sure that it was going to go below 24.20. I mean, that's how much knowledge I think they had about what was going to happen to Amazon. So that was crazy. That I saw something unusual. If you guys see, I mean, we see 1.1 million here, but this one had an expiration of 515. But these 5-1s, 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, kind of crazy. These ones were 38,000, 61,000. Okay, yes, it's still a lot of money, but when I see the 800,000, 430,000, 1.2 million, that's what triggered me to say, hey, you should buy a put for Amazon, right? Besides, also, you got to know the fundamentals of Amazon. What do you think about Amazon? Did you did any research on Amazon? I had a kind of feeling that Amazon didn't make as much as they would have done, and sure enough, they did profited, but all the money that they profited was going to fight the coronavirus for their employees, which is still a great thing to do, especially a company that big. I think it was a great thing for Amazon to do, for them to actually spend that money in their employees. So overall, it was a great time to trade. I am still bullish on natural gas. I am not swinging absolutely anything over the weekend. I'm going to wait for Monday and see what's going on. What's the reaction? I mean, that bearish kind of candle on the weekly chart for the S&P might mean that it's still going to go down. So I'm staying away until Monday. And Monday, if I see something that I like, if I see fundamentals, if I see the flows that are working out, I might just go long UGAS or long Amazon or long SPY. Who knows? You know, it's something to kind of consider. And I'm just showing some of the tools that I use for me to make the trades, which are very useful services to help you kind of make a better call when it comes to trading. So hopefully you guys like this video, and if there's any suggestions or any type of thing that you might find useful for me to make in the next videos, make sure you let me know. But before that, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you're clicking on that notification bell. And also give me a thumbs up. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. You have no idea how much that helps, because it helps me get recommended overall in YouTube. So I'm trying to grow the channel as much as I can, but I need you guys to help me with that as well. And then who knows, maybe in the future I'll be able to kind of do giveaways for any of these services. So but I'm gonna be looking about who's the person that's leaving the most comments, who is the person that's getting more involved, who is leaving likes, who subscribe, and all that stuff. So make sure you guys do subscribe, and I will see you next video.